So Derek, they just revealed the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and we're on the show floor at E3 right now, so we don't have the time to go through it properly. But we're going to go through frame by frame to try and find out what this game is, what they're hiding, and what it might be. Now, I've gone through it already. You're going to sort of bounce off my ideas and see what you can find of your own opinions there.
Exactly.
But let's just go straight in. So this is the Switch logo. Very important detail there.
Especially because there's no Wii U logo there.
Indeed, actually, yes. This is a ground-up Switch game.
Only the best analysis here.
Now, this stuff's kind of interesting. So the red stuff down here is the Malice from Calamity Ganon. Well, at least it looks like it. And the trailer ends off with Hyrule Castle kind of raising. And as you can see here, there's a little circular pattern over here. So I feel like we're under Hyrule Castle right now.
Yes.
And this green sort of like flow over here, we see more of it later in the trailer, so we're going to get a bit more of an idea of what that is in a moment. But whatever it is, it's kind of merging with the Malice of Calamity Ganon. So we'll get a bit of a closer look in a second.
I have a feeling like that's a good entity working with them.
Well, it's kind of hard to say as it goes on.
Yeah.
So an interesting part of this trailer actually is scenes are out of order. So what we're seeing here is actually part of the ending of the scene. But before we get into that, this torch is actually from Breath of the Wild. It's the very same torch there. But these wall patterns over here...
It's the same from the prologue of Breath of the Wild.
It looks like it.
Or the retelling, I guess.
There's no sign of Calamity Ganon, though, which is in the wall paintings in Breath of the Wild. Instead, what we see is sort of like a war going on. This guy has a spear. This guy over here has a bow and arrow. So it's kind of hard to see exactly what this is. Is this a new war?
It is interesting to note, if we go back, we have a trident, which
we do.
Ganon is well known. This might be Ganon right here.
Yeah, that could very well be Ganondorf
riding his horse.
Right,
that's seeing his horse right there.
I see that, yeah.
Yes, so we have Ganondorf with his trident, which we haven't seen Ganondorf ever use.
Right.
Riding a horse. So this is Ganondorf leading his hordes against Hyrule.
Okay, so what we're seeing here is we're at the top of Hyrule Castle, sort of going down to the bottom, and we're going towards whatever this thing is over here. Again, this is out of order, so we'll see more of this in a moment. But back to Zelda and Link sort of going around the ruins of whatever is under Hyrule Castle. We have these ore deposits from Breath of the Wild. These are the luminous ones, I believe.
Yes.
And there's not much really more going on here, apart from this animal is actually not in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's a brand new animal, I
thought.
Has
tusks, has a tail. Has 4 legs. I'm not sure what it is.
Might be a buffalo type thing.
Could be.
That'd be my guess for beast of burden type.
There's also a mouse over here, which is have an unfortunate fate in a moment. So Link and Zelda are going towards whatever this is over here. Zelda has a new haircut. Hair's shorter.
Yeah.
We thought it might be braided, but we get a closer look later, and it's definitely shorter.
Also, Link has not changed his appearance at all.
Link has the Master Sword.
He does have the Master Sword.
So this could very well... This is definitely after the Breath of the Wild is a sequel, for sure.
Absolutely.
And also, I don't believe they had these capes. These sort of like...
Yeah, the capes are definitely new. We had a bit of a cape, but this seems a little bit expanded upon. Or at least Zelda's definitely new, obviously.
Right. And now we're seeing what the sort of the flow is going towards. This thing over here. We get a much closer look in a moment, but that is a humanoid figure.
Yeah, and we definitely see him later on. And with that green energy, is it emanating out of him or coming?
It's going towards him, and it's actually a hand. And we're going to see a bit more of the hand in a moment. So let's keep going. All right, now this is we've just gone to a calmer scene. Zelda's getting some water. The animal's getting some water. Nothing too much more going on in this scene. Link's just packing some stuff onto the animal over there.
Yeah, just showing how it's been a bit of a journey for the two of them.
Right, and the mouse is about to get got by the calamity.
Oh, yeah. So that corruption is definitely coming out. And I wonder if this is sort of like a prologue, like you actually be exploring these caves leading up to this, or if it's just going to be all cutscene.
Maybe it's like a Link and Zelda journey. Not much more going on in this bridge. I guess they're just showing that they've come quite a long way to get to this
There's
point.
Definitely a lot under these caverns than just like, hey, it's just some random caves. There's a whole structure underneath here.
Right. Zelda and Link have found something. We don't really see what it is. They might even be reading off a wall, because the light's sort of bouncing off over here.
Right.
So maybe they found something.
Maybe they're reading those patterns that we saw earlier as they were walking by. Maybe they get off at one point and read them.
Link's looking right at Zelda, so maybe she's just discovered something.
Well, she is the smart one of the group.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be interesting to see more of that in the game, actually. Right, so we're going to get a bit closer look at what is actually happening over here. So let's just get a bit closer. This is the model here. So it has long hair, kind of like Demise in a sense. I thought this could be one of the at the end of shrines you see those Sheikah Yeah, I thought it could be one of those, but
This is definitely not.
it's definitely not. No.
And then we have a better look at that hand that you were talking about earlier.
Right, so the hand's coming towards him. It's grabbed whatever this humanoid figure is. I think it could be Ganondorf, this figure.
No, this is. I would not be shocked because
Right,
it has
here it
long
is.
hand,
Here it is.
long hair like Ganondorf.
Right.
And
you sort of see that the malice is coming out of him. What if this
Right.
is like after Breath of the Wild, where they've defeated Calamity Ganon, and now he's sort of trapped under Hyrule Castle.
Right.
And he's almost trying to wake up. He's got an eye. In Breath of the Wild, at the end of the boss fight, you shoot him right in his eye. It still seems to be right there,
that is
over here.
yeah, right in the middle of his forehead. It's interesting to see his body because we saw him completely corrupted. He just had his. And the thing with Calamity Ganon, when you finally fought him, he had a lot of red hair
Right,
all around him.
exactly.
So this is very much in tune with Ganon. I would not be shocked if this was this game's Ganondorf, which is significant because we didn't get him last game.
I wonder if the hand's sort of like trying to keep him intact because it's holding the
trying
malice there.
Trying to like plug it up or something like that. It's hard to tell.
But here's the interesting thing: Link is holding the hand. He is harnessing the power of the hand.
Oh, that's
what is going on?
This is our new gameplay mechanic. Yeah. There is no way. Actually, what's really interesting here, if you go back to Link, back a little bit further.
Yeah.
Oh, no, forward a little bit.
Yeah.
As he has the hands up, I want to take a look at his wrist. It's peeling away.
Oh, you're right.
It's peeling away as the light is enveloping him. So something is going on with his right hand.
Yeah, I guess instead
which
of
might force him to be left-handed.
Instead of runes, I suppose they could have this could be like the new way to have items. Maybe his hand has like different purposes.
Yeah, this also gives us a good look that his costume has been added to because he has that breastplate now.
Sure. Yeah. What's interesting though is the hand. We've seen it so far coming from the ceiling. If we go all the way back. Let's go quite far back. We see it like just coming down to get towards Ganondorf. Link is nowhere to be seen here. So it's kind of interesting. Like, how is this happening? And why has Link got the power of this hand now? And it gets a bit more confusing as it goes on.
Because isn't that top sort of similar to what Link was resting under?
A little, yeah. So I think this is the end of the what happens of this segment.
It just sort of bursts
It's
forth.
going towards Hyrule Castle. It's raising it.
So I have a feeling that hand might be trying to form of the seal that
Maybe.
Zelda was trying to do, and maybe Link tries to power it himself or use the hero and just backfires.
Clearly fails. Goes up.
Because go figure, Ganon still has a lot of power. Freaking demise.
Right.
That curse.
I think this is earlier on. They're sort of traveling through the caverns still. This is maybe the entrance to the caverns. There's an animal-like figure with some paws, maybe a head over here. Ash said it's kind of like Zelda 1 dungeons, where they're kind of themed after animals.
Right.
Maybe it's a callback.
This might actually be we have dungeons back in this game.
Maybe. So yes, what we know so far is they've been traveling through this dungeon. They've found what could be Ganondorf, and he basically raises Hyrule Castle because he breaks free.
The hand also now is grabbing Link, so
right. It's out of sequence. It's really hard to say exactly what's going on here. So I imagine maybe Link finds the hand, harnesses its power, tries to prevent Ganondorf from breaking out. He escapes.
Or something like that, yeah. Now here's that flash right there is interesting. The hand going towards, we're going to call him Ganondorf.
Right.
It has to be. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but this has some major story potential.
Absolutely. Yeah, far more personal tale. Breath of the Wild didn't really have that many interconnections with characters. I think this could. Now, this scene here, I can't make out much more. There's nothing really that interesting going on here.
Right.
Just adding a bit more context to what's going on. Again, here, there's not much really we can say about this.
Yeah, it's like something's happening and they're like definitely pushing. This is Zelda's feet.
Do you know what's interesting though? These little red flecks we see in Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild when you enter just before fighting Ganon.
Right.
They're floating around. So I really do think this is under Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, this has to be under Hyrule Castle. Looks like they're going to get separated. Like Zelda's falling.
Interesting point. Yeah, Link is fine over here. Zelda is falling into maybe water.
It looks like the whole rock is giving away.
Right, and
so
then
she's falling off.
We cut back to them discovering Ganon. Maybe that's what they were seeing earlier when the light was reflecting off the wall.
Oh, yeah,
Zelda's
good point.
looking right at that hand over there. Let's just go a bit more forward. Zelda, maybe I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Maybe she's found something surprising.
Yeah, exactly. Different surprise. I think. Oh wait, that hand sort of moves.
You're right. The finger.
Flipping.
Yes.
So I think
detail.
she saw that. Maybe it's finally doing something
coming
else.
to life,
and she's
right?
reacting to it.
And the red particles have gotten more intense here too.
Right.
Yeah.
This is definitely the opening of the game.
And here's him coming to life.
Which I gotta say, this is a pretty cool design. I like how corrupted Ganon was, and seeing him like this, and it's very much like that jewel that he had on his forehead, kind of like Ocarina of Time.
Right. And then we end off just by seeing the Hyrule Field from Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Castle going up. I theorize that we're not going to revisit this world. I think Hyrule Castle is going somewhere. I don't know where it's going. It could go to a brand new land. It could go to space.
Yeah, time for space. And we saw some of that stuff. But yeah, is it Spaceship Hyrule?
Yeah.
That'd be something.
And then just end off just seeing some more particles going around, and Zelda is in development
now. Yeah.
So this is a lot to digest.
It is. There's a lot of like little story sequences here that they can build off of, and a lot of interesting like little seeds that could really become something special.
Absolutely.
My hope is that Link and Zelda do not get separated. Like, even though she's falling away, like, please don't use it as an excuse that you have to rescue her again. I want a more proactive Zelda. We had hints of that in Breath of the Wild as she was trying to get her powers, but now she is fully realized, and I feel like she deserves to be able to fight in some way.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see Link and Zelda being a bit more personal. Ganondorf is a human again, so that's going to be more personal too. Maybe
exactly. Usually we go Ganondorf to Ganon, now we're getting
Right.
kind of the reverse. And if he uses the trident, that'd be so cool.
Absolutely. Well, we'll look into this deeper when we get the chance, but this just looks super promising.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see more.
Just
from
a
this.
rough look at what we can expect from this. This is looking super promising. Unfortunately, probably not going to get until 2021.
Probably not. But guys, thanks so much for watching. We're going to do far more analyses over the course of E3.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of content coming. So of course be sure to subscribe to Game Explain for a lot more on Breath of the Wild 2 and other things gaming too. Until next time,
Bye.